Reset button.
We have returned the reset button, episode 20.
Holy shit.
Holy shits. In-house once again. Thank you for having me back, Tannen, on location at Tannen's place. Tannen, my man, welcome to episode 20. We made it.
We made it, yeah, to the double X.
Deuces.
That's some real shit. X gonna give it to you.
But yeah, it's also been a great couple of days here on the channel also. Tannen, as they saw in the video. Thank you guys for 400 subscribers. A big thank you to our buddy Octavius Kitten for nominating us for YouTube Channel of the Month. Look
Definitely
at that.
A big thank you. Thank
Recognition.
You so much.
My God. You know what? And also, it's an honor to even be mentioned in it, even if we don't win it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm still shocked that it was even there.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
People like watching us, and it's surreal, but it's awesome. And thank you guys once again. Get over there. I put the link out on Twitter and Facebook, like I said on Slime Pigs last night. Get over there simply to vote for us. Just go to the comments down below in the video on YouTube and type in Hibiki, and that's all you got to do. It's as simple as that. Tannen, one more thank you to our buddy Sasha, the Princess of Darkness, for coming on our last episode, our live Star Wars memories stream.
Yes, Sasha, thank you for coming. That was a lot of fun.
What a tremendous guest, Tannen.
Yeah.
Talk about knowledge.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I thought I knew my shit, as far as Star Wars and shit went, but I even got schooled on that.
Yeah.
But like not in a jealous way or anything.
No, totally not. No, in a refreshing way.
In a very refreshing way.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Go there and check out Sasha the Princess of Darkness on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Real quick, follow me on Twitter at the HibikiTMD. Check out Tannen at Tannen's Bum. Tannen, like we said, this is episode 20. Wouldn't have it any other way. I think I want to thank all you guys for the feedback, the retweets on Twitter, Facebook not so much, but we got a little bit more this week, Tannen, on Facebook than we usually do, so I can't complain.
I mean, like you guys are starting to respond to Facebook. It's making me kind of start to want to pay attention to it a little bit more.
And I'm also thankful for our 20th episode. We got a plate full of stuff to talk about. First of all, this Thursday, Tannen, new movie you're thoroughly excited about. Super hyped. Yes. Alien Covenant drops this week, Tannen.
I'm very excited about Alien Covenant. A lot of people shuddered about Prometheus, and I didn't because I wasn't expecting necessarily an alien movie.
I didn't hate Prometheus.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, like I can go back and watch the first two Aliens any day.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like saying, hey, I hated Alien 3.
Yeah. The expectations Alien 3 even had to what the first two gave us, it didn't really have a fighting chance. I mean, they had to pull out a hell of a lot of stops.
Well, though, and then you had Resurrection. Okay, and then that's really where they jumped the shark on it, and I think they realized it with the franchise. Thus, they brought back Ridley Scott. Now with it, things are kind of getting back to its roots. Yeah. It's got a really good cast. I gotta admit, as far as actors go, I really like James Franco. And he's in that movie, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever watched 11/22.
I have not.
Oh man, it's a great series, and it makes me appreciate James Franco.
Well, he's definitely a guy that can do a lot of different ends, like comedy, seriousness, if he has to. And honestly, I can see him in an action role too, because he, obviously he's the good-looking guy. He's not scrawny by any means. He is actually pretty deezed up a little bit. If you see him in roles like that.
I don't know.
But yeah,
seems like a chill ass dude, and also Kenny Powers is in the movie. So
yeah,
and it just comes off as like it's Kenny Powers being in an alien movie. So I don't know how I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, the elephant in the room, though, I guess, about Alien Covenant. Everyone seems to have really high hopes for this. Like the feedback I've seen for the most part is generally positive. I think
average.
Mine's more of a weary hype, obviously, which I think yours is too. Personally, you kind of have to have it that way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But you know what? Whatever. Like, if I'm getting a good alien movie, I'm going to get a good alien movie, and it's a prequel. Because I mean, with everything with Resurrection, that kind of was the end of
That was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Well, we go back and we go back to the Discovery and the Engineers, and now we go back even even to right after that with the first colony, which goes back to everything leading up to the first Alien movie, and so that's why I'm digging it. I mean, you can't get Weaver in there anymore. She can't do it. So what do you do? Even though Sigourney Weaver is such a badass, I would put it past her to.
Yeah, I would not put it past Hollywood. God, they need to get that cameo.
Well, no, I mean, if you play Isolation, it was great that they brought back the original cast. Even Sigourney Weaver came back to do the voice acting for that.
I did see that. I didn't play that game, but I do remember seeing that she did.
You know what? A lot of people bitch about that game because it is a lot of hiding and moving and running, being oh shit. Well, it's an Alien game. So
I mean, you're gonna go out in the open and be like, "Hey, aliens!"
Yeah, hey,
you're gonna
alien,
hide
fuck
sometime.
No, you gotta hide constantly. That's the point. You're being stalked, motherfucking. Stop bitching about it. What did you expect? It's a fucking Alien game.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think with Covenant, Tannen. Sorry, I called you Alien. If this does pass the bar to fanboys' expectations, and it's good and it's financial success, and the fact that it's a prequel, this could be a new life for the franchise. Who knows what the future could bring if this goes off without a hitch. You know what I mean? So that's something positive to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
Other end of the spectrum, it totally just shits the bed, and that's that.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna shit the bed. I don't think it's gonna do that.
Speaking of shitting the bed, and I know you and I are both advocates, and this isn't our format, Dan. This just popped up to me in my head. We're not big advocates on judging a game before we get our hands onto it, but a lot of people have come out with opinions on Outlast 2, and it's getting mediocre reviews like the first one did. And I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Apparently, they tried to cut back on the stealth more in this one. Like, I haven't played 2 yet. I don't know if you've seen any of these reviews about it, but it's like average at best. I'm reading from Outlast 2. Not surprising. Like I did.
It's
I don't
not
know.
because I give it an average rating originally anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it was great at first. Until it started becoming annoying.
With the stealthy stuff.
Not with the stealthy stuff. Like when I said originally, they put you in this. All of a sudden, the lights go out, and there's this guy that just keeps hitting you in the back of the head. Like that's just at first it was like, oh my god, I'm so scared, and then like your fifth try, it's like I am so fucking annoyed right now.
After you've died and came back 5 times, it gets old.
Now it's just somebody's that's just running around, just smacking me in the back of the head, just being a
bitch. Be a little bitch about it. But yeah, I bring it up because so many people gave me shit that are like real big fans of the first, and I've always kind of put the first down. It was like it was generic. It was a bunch of horror tropes thrown in one in a blender, and they're like, dude, wait till you see the second one. They're gonna redeem it, just like Resident Evil 7. It's gonna be amazing. I'm like, hate to say I told you so, guys, but I was right. Friday the 13th, Tannen. A lot of hype for this game.
Jason the game. This is going both ways with me, and I want to play it really bad, purely for the fact that you play online, one player gets to be Jason, everybody else gets to be Campground.
It's a cat and mouse type.
Yeah. Thing. And that sounds really cool to me. You go around, you set traps. If you can outsmart whoever the player is playing Jason, holy shit, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that's really sounds a little bit like The Last of Us Online, but just with Jason.
Just with Jason and everybody else is just being, you can be a stupid teenager. I want to be a skimpy girl. And
can you have sex in a river? Is that an option? Can you be a dumb girl and fucking...
I think so, but that's your main mistake. Don't fucking go having sex up at Camp Crystal Lake. Because that's what's going to get you fucking killed.
Don't even take your clothes off the shower at Crystal Lake.
Yeah,
you got to be prepared.
A lot of what they showed off was the death scenes,
the execution kills. I saw a lot of them.
Kills.
Looks fun.
It does. It looks fun. I don't. I want to try it before I buy it. Yeah. But
that's a red boxer.
Yeah.
That's definitely
if it becomes a red boxer.
If it does become a red boxer.
But yeah, I do want to play it.
What's the official release date on that game? Because I can't remember.
It's later this month, and I can't even remember honestly either.
Is that going to be a midnight release for you, Tannen?
No.
You just said you want to try it.
But no, but what I am saying is that me and my survival horror shit. So
somebody fact check this in the comments down below. Do you in fact get some sort of replica hockey mask or something if you pre-order that game? Because it's killing me. They got to give you something cool.
I don't think they give you jack shit.
Probably not jack shit. Just a handshake and a pat on the rear. Out you go. Tannen for the 20th episode, like we had our Star Wars live stream the other day. Let's go ahead and get out of our little systems because it's one of our favorite things in the whole world. Star Wars in general, the entire thing, the whole ball of wax, what it's meant to us from childhood to adults now to where we're at with your Rogue One's Episode 8 trailer just coming out a couple weeks ago. Everybody losing their minds. I don't really know a lot more to say about than we already did with Sasha because we went balls deep on that episode. But I will say thank you guys for the feedback on the the Rogue Squadron review I just dropped yesterday. We did not talk about that game, I noticed, while I was editing it. So those 3 games, that trilogy is flawless.
Yeah, no, that game
Factor
is
5
awesome.
totally outdid themselves on those games. And it's a shame we haven't seen some sort of resurgence from that developer with those
It was
games.
also one of the first times that you saw, within your action, even the game changed its music.
Yeah.
For the N64. That was one of the first times you ever saw that.
This is one of the first times too where a select screen where you pick your aircraft, like that even blew my fucking mind. That was even so detailed. Like you're in the hangar, you know what I mean? Like this is 98, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at that time it was like, especially on a home console, it was amazing. But even Battle for Naboo, like I said, for an episode 1 game, it's really fucking good. That's probably the best episode 1 game. Maybe Jedi.
Naboo?
Huh? Battle for Naboo, the sequel technically to Rogue Squadron for 64. Or Jedi Power Battles was really good too for Dreamcast. But like I said, I don't know really what parts Star Wars we didn't cover. I don't know if we focused on a lot of games though, and maybe that's a plus.
We didn't really focus on games. I'm actually going to cross movie off our list because we definitely talked about that. Games we didn't really see to talk about. I know we're kind of trying to keep it short and sweet in a way. I mean, we did kind of talk about games because I talked about Rebel Assault 2 a little bit during that time, and that game was really cheesy. I can't remember if I brought up Dark Forces or not.
You did, yes.
Okay, yeah, that game blew my mind when it came out.
Well, I do know later in the show, our Game of the Week is the trilogy on SNES, so.
It is. But Travis, yeah, going back, what is your favorite Star Wars game?
Man, I think I said this before, Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. I waited so long for a console Star Wars RPG that in depth because I was never like a PC elitist or whatever. I was always a console gamer. Or, of course, Battlefront 2 for PlayStation 2,
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron, so many. Narrowing that question down, I guess, because there's so many genres of Star Wars games.
It's funny going back. People say it's a shitty game, and yeah, the physics did suck. But I still like Shadows of the Empire a lot. I still go back and play that game.
That's total nostalgic feels for that
man,
game.
dude. The PC version of it, too. Did you ever watch the cutscenes for that? Oh, my God. It really, it makes it so much better because it's animated and voice acted, and it's just like, really brings.
You get the full-on Dash Rendar.
Yeah, you get the full-on everything, the full-on, Caesar experience, the full-on everything about it.
Yeah.
It definitely that the PC version is cool. If you get a chance, check out the cutscenes on YouTube. That would be my favorite Star Wars game, just because of how it fits in with the original trilogy, and especially with that anthology of Shadows of the Empire. I mean, you had to play that game to get the full experience of what that was between Empire and Jedi.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was just mind blowing. I mean, they made a soundtrack. I owned the soundtrack as a kid.
They put a lot behind that game.
You had the novel,
and that was what 97, 96?
96.
Yeah.
But you had the novel that focused on Darth Vader and him looking for Luke. You had the comic which focused on Boba Fett, and then you had the game which focused on Dash Rendar. And with the whole multimedia experience of that was just so freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was like an interactive movie in a way for the time.
Yeah,
the Star Wars
universe. First of its kind that I ever saw.
I'll stop playing middle ground, Travis. I had time to think about what my favorite the Star Wars game I could put in any day of the rest of my life, and it would never get old. Would be Battlefront 2 for PS2. If I'm being completely honest.
Now that one I could put in every day also, and it would never get old. But that one, there's always a different approach you can take to things.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Shout out, and a little sneak peek for my next review. I'm going to review Star Wars Arcade for the 32X. At the time, as a kid, Holy fucking shit! When I played the 32X version, but like I said, I'm reviewing it now.
Yeah.
I've gone back. Fucking mediocre as shit.
Yeah.
Like I can see exactly why we were just blown away.
The actual trilogy arcade though is awesome if you ever played that.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
But just the 30. Do you have 32X arcade Star Wars somewhere?
No, not the actual copy. No, I'm shocked that I don't have it.
Yeah,
I don't
me
have
too.
any 32X games actually.
Yeah.
I
remember that game being so good as a kid though. Like
it's just something that's never crossed my path. Like even while I'm game shopping.
That's refreshing to hear you say that you think that version sucks and is mediocre, because I was talking to our buddy Jim from Drink Beer Play a Game, and he fucking loves that game. Like I was giving him a sneak peek of the thumbnail, and my reaction was like, with the picture of the game.
Yeah, I played it at a friend's house, and it was years after it came out too, and they happened to have it. I was like, we gotta put this in. Oh my god, I've been waiting years.
Oh, so you didn't get to play it back in the day?
No, I got to play years later, and then I was like, fucking, what the fuck is this shit?
Did you ever actually get to play that arcade game though?
Like the actual arcade is awesome. The arcade trilogy, you can find it in different places.
Say what you want, and we both think it's mediocre. They did a hell of a job with the technology of the 32X. It was damn close. It was damn fucking close.
Yeah.
But I still think Star Wars or Star Fox had better graphics, and that's another reason I can't.
Definitely did. Even on the SNES, it did.
Well, yeah, man.
That FX chip, man. Talk about fucking kicking some ass.
I do. When Sasha was on, she brought up that fighting game for the PSX, Star Wars fighting game.
Oh yeah,
I did.
Adventures of Terra Cassie.
Yes, and she made me go back, and the character Hor, spelled H-O-A-R, was like Hor wins.
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
That's the sand person, right?
Yes, it's fucking hilarious. It's awesome. That's worth the price of that.
I have that game. I do have that game.
That's
I do
awesome.
have that game.
Oh,
we couldn't make a night of that one night. But dude, it's so bullshit because after a while, because the moves are so hard to pull off, that you just want to be like Luke versus Luke.
Because Luke's so OP in that game, right?
Yeah, would you just get your lightsaber out and have a fucking lightsaber battle?
Yeah. How do you make a Star Wars fighting game like that? Like everybody would have to have a lightsaber, you would think, to make it fair.
Well, you
can't put Han up against.
What was
Vader.
Her name? Like Jada or something? Like the chick with the robotic arm. She kind of. She could go well in a fight even against Luke because she had the arm.
Well, that's one, and that's a maybe.
Yeah,
though, you know what I'm saying.
But then you have like Han Solo, and good
you
luck
would
with
get
his
fucked up by the Jedi.
because good luck with your blaster moves.
Yeah. What else you gonna do? You gotta sweet talk him after your blaster gets sliced in half with your heart?
Too. Chewbacca was a good one too because they made him super fucking strong.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yep,
real
it's
quick.
time for a break ski.
We're kind of done our Star Wars segments. When we get back,
there'll be more Star Wars later.
So a little bit more Star Wars and some interesting news about a gaming company that, well, you'll hear about it later.
Yeah, we'll be right back right here on episode 20 of the Reset Button.
Hey, you dirty fucking pigs. Mike here from the Slam Pigs Podcast, reminding you once again to check us out on Twitter, whether it be the Slam Pigs Podcast, whether it be me at Mike the Slam Pig, or whether it be our sister show, The Reset Button. Check us out. Also, you can find us on Facebook at the Slam Pigs Podcast or The Reset Button. And as always, make sure you check us out as a whole on Hibiki TMD. Until we see you next time, oink oink.
Back once again, the Reset Button, Tannen. Unfortunately, we're coming back from break with some sad news in the gaming world this week.
Sad, but it makes sense. Mad Catz, the kings of the aftermarket, the controllers that you could buy as a kid that were affordable, because with your allowance money, how in the fuck are you going to be able to afford that brand new S64 controller? No, we're going to get built-in rumble on this thing. We're going to go with that. Mad Catz.
They did Sega stuff too, right?
They did all kinds of
things. Did they do
things.
that Sega controller that like starts small and gets bigger when it gets to the D-pad? You know what I'm talking about? It's really weird, off-brand.
Yeah, they probably did. Mad Catz made all kinds of different innovations. In fact, some of their innovations actually ended up becoming mainstream.
Game Shark.
Well, no, they got that from Game Genie. Let's face it. Galoob kind of invented that.
That would be their most successful thing, probably. Though,
That
right?
would be Game Shark definitely changed the platform for what you would call at the time those new gen games because with Galoob falling apart and getting I think it got bought out by Hasbro. They got out of that game. The Game Genie really ended with the SNES and the Sega Genesis. So then Mad Catz stepped in. So when you had a PS1, the PS1 was very interesting. You put the disc in with their memory card, and then it would you would literally set it up. Then you would put the game in, and it would hack your game. Final Fantasy VII, for instance, you would have infinite Gil.
Yeah.
You had another one where all your characters were had their final level and everything. This was also at the dawning of the age of the internet. So you could get online and literally look up the Mad Catz codes, even if you didn't have the book, unlike Game Genie. So
that's where you saw the books start to stop when the internet blossomed. And they were pointless.
They were.
Let's be real.
But Mad Catz, I mean, they even did stuff with the N64. They had their own iteration of the Rumble Pack. They had their own controllers that were built in with a Rumble Pack.
Yeah.
They were clunky. Yeah, they weren't very comfortable. They kind of sucked.
They did feel cheap.
But, they were cheap. They were like $10. You could get a brand new controller for like $10. I mean, how could you pass that up? But
they were a good option if your family didn't have a lot of income.
Yeah.
Or just a quick way, like, oh, you didn't plan on your buddy coming over. Shit, I need to scramble and get another controller. It's cheaper.
Or if you were like me, too, and it was just like, hey, your gaming stuff from here on out is based on your allowance. Christmas is over.
Teaches you to budget as a kid.
Yeah.
Those kind of off-brand controllers totally do that. You don't see a lot of those nowadays.
You don't, especially for the current consoles. Mad Catz, I think, was still pushing it. Even, I want to say there's shit for the PS4. I should look that up. But with Sony and everybody having such a lockdown, it's really no surprise as to why they went out of business.
Yeah.
Because the free market was like, Nintendo would let them license their shit without suing them. And I think a lot with the gaming industry with them, especially in the late 90s and early 2000s, the gaming industry was looking to them to be like, wow, these people are really being innovative. Let's take their product and make it better and slap our own brand on it.
That's business everywhere in every walk of life with movies, anything. So many independent contractors, quote unquote, so to speak, they get ripped off. Let's say it blatantly. They get ripped off. Their ideas get stolen by a bigger fish in the pond. And if you're the bigger fish in the pond, you have unlimited resources in a way like Nintendo did back in the golden era. They still do in a way. Not unlimited, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the nature of competitive business in a way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also sucks. We've come from that era with so many other options for like off-brand controllers, peripherals. Let's not forget peripherals. Also, not necessarily Mad Catz, but like the Rock and Roller and all the crazy shit we got back in the day. It's really sad to see we don't have that now. But in a way, it is like sign of the times, or like I don't know, man. Like it's just sad because Nintendo gets pissed now, or just like these companies like Atlas. If you show a fucking clip of a game, they'll shut your ass down. So God forbid we try to make a third party controller to compete.
It's just a peripheral, yeah.
Yeah, it's. But it is sad to see Mad Catz go. They've been around for a while now, long time.
Long time, and
end of an era, so to speak.
I bet you their products go skyrocketing on eBay.
Of course they do. This is really sad to me. I was talking to my good buddy Yoshi Knuckles on Twitter, who lives in Gettysburg, by the way. He does all kinds of old console repairs. He is a tech-savvy son of a bitch. Shout out to you, Yoshi. Now we're talking about prices. I wanted to tell you this earlier. I forgot. You remember the game Evo for SNES? Where it's like, that game's awesome. I fucking love that game. It's like $65 loose right now going for. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he told me that. He was looking into that. I was like, geez. Like, I was like, oh, that's 65 CIB, complete in box. Like, okay. No, loose. But that's just where we're at. These fucking games, they're just going to go up. They're going to go up. But you got to be smart enough at the end of the day, like my buddy Yoshi also said when we were having this conversation, the technology is not going to last forever. So people that are being stupid enough to pick up these games for hundreds of dollars, in a way I get it because we have an obsession too, but it's going to eventually not work one day. You know what I'm saying? So you're paying for shelf candy.
There's some of mine I put in, and it needs a battery replacement and stuff like that. It's really sad when that happens.
Where do we draw the line, though, Tannen, I guess, so to speak? Not to get death, like, we draw this line if we're paying these crazy prices to play them, or this weird fuzzy area where it's like museum type stuff just to show it off. Like
that's another one too. I mean, take a look around this room. The thing is, these discs are always going to work, but look at those cartridges up there. See that copy right up there?
But I would say yours is different. But yours is different in my opinion because you've held on to these for years. You didn't have to be like, no, you'll do it here and there, but you're not going to go out of your way. Let's say Maximum Carnage, since it's red and it sticks out, obviously, I'm looking at.
No, that's the first thing I was going to say. That battery's dead.
Well, let's say any game, though, goes for, yeah. Okay, perfect example. Maximum Carnage is broken up there. You know what I mean? But you've held on to that. It's like
it looks pretty. Like, I mean, oh, shit. I can bring it down. And,
well, they can't see it, but I can see it.
I mean, look at it. It's a really nice cart.
It's the same one I had. But, I mean, like, people like us, though, like, you're different. You're not a reseller. You cherish your things. Like
it's an LGN game, too. Holy fuck.
One of the few good ones. Maybe the only. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I'm not going to shit on collectors because I'm a collector myself, and I can't possibly do that and feel right about it. But I'm just saying, be a little more rational about it, and just I'm not going to bitch more than we've done on the show about how prices today break my heart.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I got on it. Mad Catz, rest in peace.
Mad Catz, yeah, man.
Do you have a Game Shark still? The original?
I got one somewhere. It's in one of these.
Yeah,
I'm still getting through those. Yeah, I got one. It's actually in a it's in a cardboard little sleeve case for the PS1. And then my N64 one, I don't know where that one is. There's two different iterations to that one too, because there's a weird one that goes into the back of one of the controllers.
Right.
Which is just again like, wow, let's just be as weird as fuck as we can be about this. Yeah. But then there's one that's more like a Game Genie was, where you plug your card into it.
Real quick tidbit, Tannen, before we get to our game of the week. New Game Informer came out of the week. Very controversial issue. Amazing cover, wraparound cover. The top 100 RPGs of all time, and I think this was the month mine expires, so what a bang for me to go out on for an issue. I liked it. I can't really argue. I mean, they put Skyrim at 1. Obviously, that's what everyone's pitching a bitch about. I can't really complain about that because it was just an amazing experience for its time. It's still a good experience, but just that open-ended world is just as vanilla as the NPCs are. We talked about. Just give Skyrim its due. I don't know if I would have put it at number 1, and I'm pretty positive you wouldn't have put it at number 1. I don't know if it would have been in my top 5. I don't even know if it would have made that high, but I do love Skyrim. What do you think of their list?
It would have snagged the top 10, but not even a top 5 for me. I don't know. There's so many fucking RPGs that is
styles of RPGs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like they could have gotten it a little bit more specific, or maybe did JRPGs and then did Western on top of that. Like, we were waxing Western, then yeah, Skyrim it would be in my top 5, but
it would kind of have to be.
But as far as like just RPGs in general, and the many iterations that there are.
You got Western, JRPG, action RPG, strategy, real time, MMO, and others. That's like 5 off the top of my head. But shout out to Jade Empire. I saw Jade Empire made that list from original Xbox. I love that game back in the day. I don't feel like it's talked about enough. Did you like that game?
It was alright. I didn't really have that much experience with it, to be honest with you. I played it, but I didn't beat it. I didn't get that far into it. I didn't invest time in it, I should say.
But obviously, like the ones you would expect. 7 was up there high. Witcher 3 was up super high. Maybe I think that was at 3, I want to say.
Wow, I didn't notice that.
You said you got The Witcher 3.
I did just pick that up this past week.
Nice.
I played through the intro. Wow, I mean, and so far, there are elements of that where I'm like, the stamina. Like, I'm like, oh, well, Nintendo looked at that and was like, well, let's put that in Zelda. Like, I feel like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a stamina bar.
It's a pretty standard thing, though.
But yeah, I like the free combat with the elementals and how it'll slow down time so you can pick it real quick and then, like, get your shit out there.
User-friendly with that.
I'm talking about so far so good. I only played, like, 20 minutes of it. So I got through the intro, which was pretty long.
Did you play Witcher 2?
No.
No, me either. Maybe that's why it took longer to grasp. Like, it took me a good hour to really get into the story or anything about it, I guess. But once I did, it clicked. Like, I'm still having fun.
So far I'm enjoying it. It's like, soon as I got on my horse, I was like, I am literally playing a more hardcore Zelda now.
Kids Witcher, we said it from the get when that game released. We were so right. Did you get it digital or you got it physical?
I got a physical.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not the complete version either. I don't have the DLC or nothing. I just got like kind of the bee's knees there.
Right.
And,
I got like the game of the year for like 15. It's like all the DLC.
I got the regular game for 15. Damn, you beat me out on that one.
Well, mine's digital, so technically you beat me out. Mine's not. I'd rather have physical. But without further ado, Tannen, it's time for this week's Game of the Week. And this week, of course, to fit our Star Wars theme for our 20th episode and Star Wars month right here on the Biggie TMD, which I'm having a blast doing. Always good to talk about Star Wars games. We're going to take a look at the Star Wars games for the SNES, the trilogy. This is the Holy Trilogy because these games are all good.
Yeah, they are really good. I mean, we had our NES little iterations there, and their little attempts here and there to make us a good Star Wars game. But this time around, and I'll never forget when Super Star Wars came out. I fucking loved it as a kid. And the thing was, I actually got into this game before I became what I would consider a Star Wars fan. So the storyline, when I finally sat down and rewatched the movie as a kid, I was like 8 years old. Like, I was like, holy shit, wait a second, no, this is not how it happens. Like, they escape and then Luke's running around and there's all this shit flying out.
So you're a little Tannen and you pop in this game for the first time, you have no clue of the story of Star Wars. The first thing you do in this game, you're in a speeder, right? In mode 7. It's a shitty mode 7 in fucking Tatooine. What were you thinking?
Well, no, the first thing you do is you're actually Luke, and you're like doing somersaults with your fucking blaster. And
I thought it put you right in like a land speeder.
No, not just that. That's at the end because then you find.
It's been a while.
Because at the end of that level, you find C-3PO and R2-D2 at their escape pod, and then you take them to then you take them to the fucking you find C-3PO you find C-3PO at the escape pod and you take him and he takes you that's when you get into the speeder and you go to the fucking Jabba Sandwalker, and that motherfucking level is such a bitch.
Wait, is that when it goes overhead mode 7?
I don't know what mode 7 is, but no, it's
like F-Zero graphics. When
F-Zero. Yeah. It's like F-Zero though, yeah.
Didn't it go overhead in Tatooine? It was really fucking frustrating.
No, not in the SNES version. It was like behind it, like F-Zero graphics.
What am I thinking where it goes over? That's the NES version. I'm mixing up. Yeah,
probably.
But it is
that version plays like Mad Max. That game.
It's shitty.
Then you go to the Jawa Walker to rescue R2-D2, who tells you to go to fucking Han Solo. So then you go to Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan just tells you to get him all sides. Like, no Uncle Owen, no Aunt Beru, no nothing about that. and the bosses in that game are great too. I mean, one of them when you get
God, the life bars for one, it went across the whole fucking
if you
screen.
collected it, but dude, if you got a game over, guess what? You're fucked, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And the levels just are going to keep on getting tougher, so like you better not die.
And then, good luck with not dying in these games. Let's be honest. Fucking hard.
Some of the bosses that they did, you fought a Sarlacc pit as one of your first bosses, but it was like this Sarlacc foreskin that came up out of the ground and had these tentacly things. And then in the cantina you fought one of the characters from the chessboard.
That was really weird.
The long neck one.
Of all the things they could have put in that's really weird.
Why did they choose the storyline? Sometimes I
hated
don't realize that.
About God.
As an adult, I really ponder that. But it's funny because if you earned the strategy guide, which I did when I was a kid for Super Star Wars, there was a backstory not only about Leia being the daughter of Bail, which was great, but the story of how Obi-Wan and Darth Vader met. Oh. And in that book, it says that Anakin and Darth Vader met while Anakin was 18 years old being a pilot in the Clone Wars. And Obi-Wan was so impressed that he brought him to the Jedi Council, and they went ahead and taught him, and then Anakin became evil. Which made so much more sense than what we got!
Yeah.
And,
even hearing that just...
Oh my god, it made so much more sense. That's why, Yoda, when Luke was saying, he's too old for the training. Why? That was why, because, you're fucking dad. I taught your dad, and look what happened. I'm not gonna do it again. You're gonna be a son of a bitch. I know it. But like that was one of the interesting things that they threw out, and that was allowed by George Lucas. That fucking book was published by LucasArts. So there you have it.
There you have it. Out of these three games, though, Tan, I think my favorite is Empire. I think just everything about that one is. I mean, it's on top of being my favorite Star Wars
the
movie.
music was great. You got to fight, even the way that they did the Hoth battle.
Right, a tauntaun like 5 seconds in the game.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Well, you gotta, like you're Luke going out to inspect the meteor that just fell.
Yeah.
And then then you get to be Han, and you go rescue Luke, and then you're in Hoth all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But oh man, one of my favorite parts about that game will always be flying the asteroid field. The music was
was frustrating though.
The music, it was frustrating, but the music was dead on. And
a lot of times that's where I fell off. I'm like, fuck this, I can't do it.
Like, oh man, no, I loved it, man. Yeah, it was like perfect.
I will say the only one I never did get far in the Jedi one. I maybe eat halfway. Like I didn't like that one as much as the other two. I will say I didn't like how it started either. Like Tannen is busting out one of his Star Wars estimates.
I got all three.
Oh, he's got all three of them right there. Look at that.
That one.
It's Jedi. Boom.
Super Star Wars is somewhere. It's not up there. Though.
Yeah, but this one was definitely, and this is Tony A. Whoever Tony A was previously owned, written in Sharpie on Empire. This is definitely my least favorite of the three, but still a good game.
It's good, but you have to go through.
Ooh, fuck you, JVC.
JVC's on that one too.
Yeah.
But you have to go through those stupid Ewok levels, and you really have to kind of do it. Hey man, one day you should come over. I'll hook it up.
Oh yeah, some tournament fighters. I'm gonna be War because he's purple and he's badass.
And this is one that I could never get anybody to play 2-player with me with. I used to be way too good at it.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of people hate that game. I like that game. I remember Gary didn't like that game or something. Because Gary, what Tannen episode 20? Gary sucks. Well, those are games of the week. Definitely worth checking out. Also recommend because pretty much coincides with the Indiana Jones trilogy for SNES, which is all three movies packed in one game, which is really well done game too. Much easier than the Star Wars games.
Much easier, yes. But still, Star Wars trilogy. I will always hold a love for you. And yeah, like you might say that Jedi is your least favorite, but that final fight was pretty good. The
impossible Death Star fight.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I know, and everybody said the same thing about Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back. You know what? You just gotta use the Force.
I didn't say I beat any of these games because I haven't.
It's mine.
Hey man, once again, thank all you guys so much. 20 episodes. Stick around next week for episode 21. Back to the normal flow here. I'm guessing next week is Alien Week. Tannen's going to see Covenant, like I said, this week. And we're going to have some Alien games to review. Once again, check me on Twitter, @TheHibikkyTMD. Check out Tannen, @OTannensBum. Check out Slam Pigs Podcast. Follow me on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. Gotta get the Facebook plug in for Tannen, man. It's his Tamagotchi at this point.
He
wants it.
It's starving.
It's hungry.
It's fucking starving.
You guys teased. You gave it an appetizer last week. We appreciate it. Just keep hitting it.
Now it's pooping everywhere. It's diarrhea. I don't know what's going on.
And you never know. We might pop up on your little lovelies in a spontaneous live streaming. You never know. We're spontaneous.
Yeah.
Till next time, Tannen. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Next week, reset button. Let's hit it.
Reset button.